What's up, everybody? It's Novak again. I am back after like 30,000 years of not being here, and I am back with something a little bit different than before. This one's going to be kind of a shorter, I guess, episode, because mainly I just wanted to show you guys some things that I thought might be pretty cool. And now, if you've never heard of this before, this is Tabletop Simulator. You can get it on Steam. I think it's like 20 bucks or something, but it is probably the best. I got it on sale, so technically 15, but probably the best $20 you can spend on Steam if you enjoy card games, because if you can't tell by the icon and, I don't know, maybe the title or anything like that, it is basically a tabletop simulation of, games that people can upload, or, games that come with it. So I'm going to just go here real quick to show you guys a quick thing. Like, for example, this is all the workshop items that are on there. And, let's see here. Oh, DC deck building game. You can actually play the DC deck building game on here. You can play, I think most of the deck building games from Cryptozoic is on here. But, yeah, it takes a while to load, so you're probably, I don't know if you're seeing the lag that I am right now, but there is quite a bit of lag on my screen. However, it's really, really cool. There's, like, simple board games and stuff, like Catan's on here. There's a lot of different things on here that I personally really enjoy, and I just want to play pretty much everything in this game, I guess. And as soon as this loads, I probably shouldn't even just loaded it. I guess since it's loaded, I'll just show you like how cool some of the cards are and stuff. I mean, if you've played the DC deck builder before, then you'll understand how cool the cards are. However, for those of you who haven't, like, it's really interesting just to see, like, or people who have, like, look at this. If you got a friend in, like, I don't know, somewhere that's not where you live, and you can't play with them, you can just shuffle yourself over that's not what I meant to do. You can just shuffle yourself a quick deck of DC, and, draw your cards, play your games, stuff like that. It's real cool in my opinion. However, this is not what I'm here to show you. What I'm here to show you are, three-ish games, 3 actual games, and 1 kind of just game I'm working on. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me just show you real quick. So first off the bat, we've got this one, Legend of Zelda Deck Builder. It is exactly the same as the DC Deck Builder. Not like exactly word for word. However, it is something that I made. This is one of those things that I, said that I worked on for quite a while, and I kind of just made this. And I know that Alec has told me a lot about how I should probably not be using people's artwork, and I feel really bad doing that and, like, not, I guess, not crediting them. Like, see this midnight artwork? That's definitely not, These 3, or no, I guess, yeah, this one, and this one are all from, Hyrule Warriors, but, like, this Sheik, this Midna, they're not, they're not, like, they're not artwork from the game. Anyway, so, basically, it is the DC deck builder with just a bit difference. There are rupees, if you could see that, both rupees. You get a rupee bag, and they activate things on people's cards. Like if you see, you get Link. It says every time you defeat a boss, and every time you defeat or gain an enemy, gain a rupee. 7 rupees, boss enemies cost 2 less for you to defeat this turn. It's just a really interesting way to play, and like I said, I probably said in a past video that, okay, that didn't work. Like I said in a past video, I have been, doing things and stuff like that, and this is actually one of the things that I was working on. And I'm not really going to go too much into detail for it, but if you have Tabletop Simulator, I strongly urge you to check this out. It is on the workshop for Tabletop Simulator. You can just search Zelda Deck Builder, and along with it, you will find, let me get to it, the Wind Waker edition that I worked on, which is the 2nd edition of this. And this one's actually my favorite, mainly because of this new thing that I put in. Let me just kind of wait for it to load. mainly because of this new thing I put into it called the charts. They act exactly like boss enemies. Basically, when you buy one chart, it stays flipped, and then whenever whenever you pass your turn, flips over a new one, and so on and so forth. This one includes heroes like Link, Makar, Medley, Tingle, Arrow, Beetle, and Tetra. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of people. A lot of people really like this one that I played with, and I personally really like it. I haven't changed the symbols yet, sadly. I was going to do that, but I seem to have forgotten to change it on the actual workshop site. But by the time you see this video, it should be changed. Anyway, there's one other thing that I wanted to show you. I'm also working on, actually they're not in there. I'm also working on, if you'll see here, Link to the Past deck builder. I was actually working on that before Wind Waker, but I had a few too many problems with it, so I kind of put it off for a little while. But this is another one that I was working on, and all the cards have text based on their game and such. This one also has text from Homestuck. And if you couldn't guess, this is the Homestuck deck builder. I haven't really done too much with this yet. They do have two different types of heroes, troll heroes and kid heroes, and none of the cards really do anything with those. But I guess the thing that I'm really that I really like about these are, let me see where I can find them. Blah blah blah, and I skipped one. All the felt members have a single card with their name on it, and they also have they're also worth 1 victory point for each felt member in your deck. So you can have a maximum of 15 victory points on each felt member. So it's like really good. But anyway, that's it for that kind of deck building, and I'm pretty excited about these. I'm probably going to put this one up on Tabletop Simulator in just a little bit when I try and figure out what new or what different I can do with it. However, the most important thing, in my opinion, is something that I'm sure you've all been waiting for. And if you haven't, then I'm sorry, but you're going to be disappointed. I actually have in front of me, which I'm going to hopefully get rid of this notepad. Not that it really matters, but it's in the way, and it wasn't really designed for you guys. It was designed for Alex, who I was just kind of, testing things out with. This is our deck building game, which I don't remember if I posted the video or talked to anything about that video, but I actually hopefully will be taking this exact deck building game to MechaCon this coming weekend. So if you live in the New Orleans area and you're going to MechaCon, definitely, come. I don't know, I'll probably be in the gaming area if there is one or something, playing this game with some people. But if you're in that area, you should totally come see it. I'm going to try and spread the news for this as much as possible. But anyway, so right now we've got these designs on the cards. Me personally, I don't really like the border around it, so I kind of did this instead. So we're going to probably end up with this type of work. But as you can see, I'll just kind of do this for you. We'll make this as big as possible, and we'll zoom in. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the text, the name of the text, the type and subtype. Obviously, this is a prototype. We don't have any art. This little gold coin is how much it costs to buy. This is the rules text. There could be flavor text on some of them, I think. Actually, yeah, this one actually has flavor text. I'm really liking some of this. Like, there's a little flavor text down there. Let me just move this back here. So you get flavor text, and you've got the attack and the defense of the card. So right now, I've tested this game with 2 other people, not at the same time because it's mostly a one-on-one game. I have tested this game with 2 other people on this game thing, and since I am going to be debuting it, quote unquote, at MechaCon, I thought I'd give you guys a little tour of it. So right now we've got the this is the starting of the game. Everyone gets 4 different kingdom cards. Well, technically 12 because there's 3 levels of them. But 4 different kingdom cards, and then your 10 card starting deck. So I'm gonna go over the kingdom cards first. So the kingdom cards are, starting with basic castle, the things that let you play the game basically. For example, basic castle. All the castles have your hand size, your health, and your units on them. So anytime, which in the game you want to, you can upgrade your castle by paying the cost in the corner, which is that 7 gold. And what you'll do is you'll just take this, just destroy it, but I mean get rid of it, and then you get another castle, which raises your maximum health by 5, and your units that you can hold out by 6 or by 1. So by upgrading your castle, you can upgrade how many units you can hold and how much health you can have. Rundown mine is the other one that we have. At the beginning of your turn, you gain 1 gold for each miner you control, which I'll explain in a bit. And you can only gain up to 3 gold for that, and that, you know, levels up as you play. Simple storage and pool of mana. They do. Wow, did I really just say mana? Mana. Oh God, wow. Anyway, simple storage is obviously a simple storage, and pool of mana. Oh my. Just ignore me at this point. I can barely hear out of my left ear because it's all clogged, and I'm just kind of not really trying to get through this, but trying to be as vague as, not vague, but like as simple as possible with this. So just ignore me. Anyway, these 2 cards are very similar. Simple storage allows you to hold gold on the card for more than a turn. Like normally cards would, or gold would go away before you use them or at the end of the turn. And pool of mana does the same thing, only it also counts like a rundown mine, where it counts how many mana or how many mages you have, and you gain mana for how many mages you have. So let me go over the starting deck real quick. I know I'm probably going really fast, and some people are probably like, what the hell is going on? But that's kind of okay. Mainly, I mean, it's not okay. I don't want it to be like that. But it's kind of okay as in, like, there's less information going out, or it's probably in the early stages of development, so you know. Anyway, so there are 10 different cards in your starting deck, and let's start with gold coins. Gold coins, similar to punches in the DC deck building game, give you 1 gold. It's a spell, which means that you just play it whenever you want. You can technically play spells during other people's turns, but you can technically, not technically, you should probably not play this during other people's turns, but you can play spells at any time, any point during your turn or other people's turns. So you'd gain a gold with this. And speaking of gold, we'll go over to miners over here. Miners have initiative, which means it can be played during the gathering phase, which I'll explain as soon as I'm done explaining these 4 cards. And when the unit entered play, you gain 1 gold. So when you play him, you gain gold, and every time at the beginning of your turn, it counts how many miners you have out, and you gain gold for that too. It also can't attack, so you can't like attack on the first turn. Infantry and apprentice are basically the same thing. Infantries are just 1/1s that you can block an attack with, and apprentices are 0/1s, but they produce mana via the pool of mana. And you get 2 of each of these and 3 of each of these. Also, like I said before, with the basic castle, you're only allowed to have 4 cards as a hand size. So your first hand's going to have 4 cards, your second hand's going to have 4 cards, and then your third hand is going to have 2 cards and either 2 of your original cards or like 2 of the cards that you bought that turn. So it's just a way to keep the cards kind of flowing, I guess. Anyway, important things. So there are 3 different phases in this game. There's the gathering phase, the attacking phase, and the deployment phase. So in the first phase, the gathering phase, what we have is we'll just put 5 out because I really don't feel like grabbing 2 more right now. We'll have 7 cards out at a time in the gathering hall is what it's called. And up in the corner, they have the, like this one has 5, the cost to buy the card. Now, I mean, if you ever played a deck builder, that's pretty obvious to you. But if you haven't, that's what it is. 5 gold, and you can buy this card, which is what you do. You put it in your discard pile, and whenever you have no deck, you shuffle your discard pile and make a new deck. So basically, you're building your deck to get better and better. However, unlike the DC game, it is not about victory points, it's about destroying your enemy. So, there are a whole bunch of archers in this row because I didn't really shuffle the deck. So let me just get the 4 different types of cards out real quick. That is a terrain as well. That is a spell. And I'll just give it to them. That is a spell. I can just tell by the corner. What the hell am I doing? There we go. Okay. So there are 4 different types of cards. There are archers, weapons, and units, equipment, spell, and terrain. So basically in the gathering phase, you can buy any of these cards, any of the 7 cards that would be out, and you can add it to your deck, like so. To do this, you can play miners, gold coins, rundown mine can generate gold, stuff like that. And you generate gold, and basically you can only buy things. Because in the gathering phase, you can only buy things, and you can only play all cards but units without initiative. Now, the second phase is the attacking phase, which you can assume is where you attack, and you would then, let me change this real quick, you would then do things like, I will exhaust this unit to attack for 3, and then someone can choose to block with a unit, and it would do it's basically the same kind of rules as Magic. And if you don't know what Magic the Gathering is, I'm sorry, you're having a terrible life. But anyway, no, you're not. I'm just being a butt. But anyway, the final, I'm so sorry, this is like 20 minutes of just me being really bad at explaining things, but the final step is the deployment phase, which if you have any, units, not creatures, let's say I have this Apprentice in my hand. It doesn't have initiative, so I can't play it in the gathering phase, but my deployment phase is now when I can put this card out. And the way that this game works is at the end of the turn, instead of like most deck builders, you can, where you have to discard your cards, you don't actually have to discard your cards. So let's say you have a spell card in your hand that you want to wait till next turn. You can keep that. But that also means you only draw 3 cards from your deck, because you can only go up to 4 cards at the end of your turn. So it's really just depending on what you want to do with it. And that also includes choosing to discard cards as well if you want. But that's only at the end of the turn. So hopefully that explained, cards in your hand pretty well. Or not cards in your hand, the 3 stages of the game. And the last thing I want to go over is the different types of cards. So let me go over here real quick. There are 4 different types of cards you can buy at any point in time. There are more miners, which do the exact same thing. They are 2 gold though. There's gold bars, which do the same thing as gold coins instead, but they produce 2 gold. Magic circles let you generate terrain, or generate mana, not terrain, and they're played like similar to your terrains. You just put them next to your castles and stuff, your kingdom cards. And then emergency repairs are spells that let you, gain 5 health back just in case you're dying too fast, basically. So those are those. More importantly, there are 4 different main types of cards. There are units, equipment, spells, and terrain. Spells and terrain, let me go over those first because they don't have a secondary type. Terrains are similar to your kingdom cards. You play them next to them, like so, and they either stay out for the remainder of the game, or if someone blows them up, they go away, or if they're like the magic circles, you can destroy them to gain stuff. So that's it for the terrains. The spells, they are similar to spells in Magic, like I said before. You don't have to pay their gold cost, but On most of the cards, there are 2 different abilities. Even so, if they're one ability, you have to pay a certain amount of mana to use that card's ability. You can't use it more than once, but you just pay like 1 mana to draw 2 cards and lose 1 health. It's fairly simple, but my best suggestion is you play spells and you get yourself some, advanced magic circles. Or magic circles, not advanced ones. Anyway, so with these 2 different cards, the units and the equipment, there are 2 different equipments and 5 different units. The different equipments are very simple. They're weapon and armors, and when you play them, you attach them to a unit. You immediately attach it, and you can't detach it unless you want to attach another of the same type. So let's say I have another weapon out. I can attach it to the unit that has this weapon on it, and I can move that weapon off of it. But once it's attached, it doesn't come off until the unit dies, or as you can see in the corner, the bottom right-hand corner, there is a 2 in the corner. That means that it has a durability of 2. Anytime that unit gets into a fight, any sort of combat whatsoever, this weapon takes durability basically off of it. So after 2 combats with this weapon, if the unit doesn't die, this card goes into your discard pile basically. And that works the same way with armors as well. So as you can also tell, weapons increase your attack or something similar to attack, and armors increase your defense and something similar to defense. Now the last type is probably the most complicated type, and that is units. There are 5 different types of units. There are archers. Let me see if I can get another type. Sorry, I don't mean to take forever, but there are archers, there are assassins. Oh man. There's so many cards and just a little time. Okay, assassins, mages. And I'm just going to be quiet while I shuffle through these random cards. Mercenaries. And the last type is soldiers. Okay. Most important, or not most important, but the ones that I'll go over first, are soldiers and mages. Soldiers and mages are very simple. Soldiers are basically units that are supplementary to all different types of units, because there are an abundance of them, and they don't really have their own special ability. It's kind of just, the run-of-the-mill soldier. Mages are similar to that, only they all have spells attached to them, which we call skills. I'm sorry, that's what it is. We call them skills. So energy and apathy, they have the 2 mana exhaust this unit and an enemy unit. So you can use skills on a mage anytime you want and whenever you want, or how many times you want, unless the unit is exhausted, in which case you can't do anything with the unit that's exhausted. So that's it for mages. For the other 3, it's a little bit different. Mercenaries are basically powerful creatures, powerful units, but their special ability is a little bit of a downside for them. So this unit has Bribe 3, which means that you can pay up to 3 gold to give this unit +1 till end of turn. So you can have a 5/4 if you want to attack whenever you want. However, the mercenary's special ability is whenever, let's say I'm fighting against somebody who has a mercenary and I kill that mercenary, I can pay 2 gold, or not 2 gold, 3 gold because it's rounded up, which is half of the amount of gold it costs to buy it from that person. So if I kill this mercenary, I can pay 3 gold at that immediate second to buy this mercenary off of them and put him into my deck, basically. So assassins are very simple. Any assassin can exhaust themselves to attempt to assassinate someone, which is to say an assassination can only happen on your turn when it's not during combat, so on your gathering phase or your deployment phase. And when you exhaust, you attempt to kill a unit, basically. So it just outright kills it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's dead. That's pretty simple what assassins can do. Archers are probably my favorite. They're a little bit more complicated than the other ones. Archers have the ability to, whenever they're attacking, the defending player, if they want to defend with, like, let's say I defended with this mage right here. Let's say I defended, right? This unit is not going to take any damage from this mage because the archer's ability is similar to an archer shooting a bow. It cannot take any damage from whenever it's attacking, from any combat, basically. Like, you can hit it with a spell if you want, not specifically this one because it has cloak, but it doesn't take damage whenever attacking. So it's very useful for that reason. I think that's about it for this game. There are a lot of cool things about this game, like, for example, you can see in Bribe and Cloak that they have abilities similar to magic keywords. We tried to explain it to the best of our abilities, and every card has a rules text explaining what the ability does, so if you come across one before the other, it doesn't really matter. There isn't really much more that I can explain about this game until you actually play it. And I know it seems really complicated now, and I'm sure you're thinking, I'm tired of hearing this asshole talk, for 26 minutes about his game. That is really, really bad at explaining it. But, if you think that this would be a really interesting game, and you would possibly buy it / play it, I highly, highly recommend you to leave a comment below, or at least leave a message in the Kickstarter, or actually kind of backwards. I highly encourage you to leave a feedback in the Kickstarter, and also leave a comment in the comment section below. On further note, I would very, very much appreciate it if you shared this link with other people, this video with other people, or at least share the Kickstarter or something similar to the game with other people. I'm trying to get this out as best as possible, as I've probably been talking about forever, and hopefully MechaCon will bring me good results. Hopefully you guys will bring me good results, because I don't know, I just really feel like I have a very supportive fan base, I guess is what you would say. But basically, I just really hope that I hope this goes well. I've been pretty stressed out lately and pretty slightly depressed, and I've just been really trying, working my ass off on this game, and I hope that it yields good results, and I hope you guys the best. I will be recording one more video today before Alec comes home. Maybe not. But this one's going to go up tonight. I'm not going to forget for, like, ever, but hopefully after MechaCon I can actually get my work straightened and post more videos and better. So that's it for this episode. You guys, remember to... Wow, I already started going into the critical thing. Anyway, that's it for this long, boring, drawn-out explanation episode. This game, this video today. And as always, you guys stay awesome. Have a great morning, evening, night, whatever you're watching this. And I'll see you in the future. Later!